In the month of November 2025, central government introduced a lot of changes in the labor laws. These are some new laws that has been implemented. Previously, many business companies which are operating in a small level or a startup company do not have to follow much about the labor laws. But after this new rules which has been passed on, every company starting from a small company setup to a big company, everyone have to follow this labor law mandatorily. In this video, we are going to discuss about the 10 major changes which has been introduced in new labor laws. Before knowing those changes, if you are a person who would like to start your own business or you have already started your business but struggling to grow it, for this we have created one WhatsApp business community link. In that WhatsApp business community link, actually we are sharing a lot of business tips, business information as well as business training details. If you would like to be a part of that WhatsApp community, kindly click on the description below and join the link today itself. Let's meet in the community. Myself Rohini, your corporate lawyer from Intelligensia Private Limited. Every business owner must be aware of the labor laws that they have to implement in their business. Why? Because if you are not going to follow these mandatory rules which are passed recently, then you may end up getting notices, and if you don't reply to the notices, you may end up getting penalties. Previously, many small companies were not under the purview, but in the new rules, every company has to follow it. Central government previously had 29 labor regulations, but now they have consolidated into 4 different codes. The codes are the Code on Wages 2019, Industrial Relations Code 2020, Code on Social Security 2020, Occupational Safety, Health and Work Conditions Code 2020. These are the 4 new labor codes that has been given by the central government. Under these codes, there are 10 major changes that we are going to discuss and that you have to implement mandatorily. The number 1 mandatory change is appointment letter. Whenever we are appointing an employee, we issue an offer letter. Now that kind of offer letter is now called as appointment letter, and that you have to issue it mandatorily, mentioning the responsibilities that they have. Previously, many companies were following this process verbally, but no more this verbal process of appointment letter is accepted. Mandatorily, everyone has to issue a separate appointment letter with the signatures in that. The second important changes which has come up is salary timeline. Central government has given a timeline for different kinds of wages. If your company is opting for a daily wages, then you have to issue the wages at the end of the day. If your company is following a weekly wages, then at the end of the week, you have to pay the wages to them. If your company is following a monthly wages, then within 7 days from the month ending, you have to pay the salary to your employees. The third important change is the PF contribution, that is the Provident Fund contribution. The Provident Fund contribution is about 12%. But the term wages under the new labor law has been defined in a more expanded way, and every company has to follow the new method of calculating the PF. The fourth important change is the minimum wages. The central government will actually fix a minimum wages in a certain categories. In case the state government is also going to define the minimum wages, in that case they have to follow the basic code rule of following the central government rules. They can increase the amount of minimum wages, but they cannot decrease it. The fifth major change is the working hours. Every employee can work up to 12 hours per day, but to a maximum of 48 hours within the week it should have completed. If the employee is going to do an overtime beyond 48 hours, then for that particular hours they must be paid extra. And that is the next change. That is the sixth major change is overtime wages. If an employee is going to make an overtime for your company, then you have to pay twice that of the basic wages. The seventh major change is the social security for all the workers. Previously, many companies gave this PF contributions only to a certain category of employees. But in the new law, it is not so. All the unorganized workers, temporary workers or contract workers, every worker should be included under the purview of PF contribution. The eighth important change is the health checkup. If you have an employee whose age is more than 40, then every year that particular employee must be sponsored with a health checkup and they must be provided with a report for the same. The ninth major change is about the women employees. So women employees now can enjoy night shifts and equal pay. If a woman employee is willing to work on the night shift, then the employer must ensure safety for the worker. Also, gender discrimination is strictly prohibited. If a male employee is getting a certain wages for a particular skill and women employees also holding the same skill, she should not be discriminated and paid with the same wages. In this change, the government has ensured that gender equality is maintained in every company. The 10th major change is the migrant workers. If you are a company who are bringing a lot of migrant workers from a different state and employing it in your company, then at least in a year, the company must provide a leave for them. Then they must also provide a travel ticket to the employee to their home state, and that should be sponsored by the company. Many companies were not following these rules for especially the migrant workers, but now they have to definitely follow. Not only the bigger companies, many smaller companies, startup companies, mediocre companies, micro level companies, every company is coming under the purview of new labor law. So in order to implement these rules in your company, you must definitely have something called employer-employee agreement. There are 9 different legal documents in this employer-employee agreement. I'm going to talk about what are these 9 legal documents in my next video. If you want to watch that video, kindly subscribe to our channel. If you want to avoid any legal complications in future due to labor law, then definitely you need to implement this. And secondly, you need to follow the 9 legal documents of employer-employee agreement. Myself Rohini, your corporate lawyer from Intelligensia Private Limited.